The bell over the cafe door never rang the same way twice. Some days it was a bright chime, other days a tired clink, as if the air itself needed time to wake up. On Sundays, it sounded softer, maybe because I was softer too. I started coming. After the worst winter of my life, the winter everything went quiet inside me. The cafe was small, painted a chipped kind of blue that made you think of postcards, and summers you meant to write about but never did. I chose the same corner table each time, near the window, with a view of the bus stop and the sycamore whose branches wrote slow poems against the glass. Mara, the barista with a constellation of freckles, learned my order without asking. "Chamomile with honey," she would say, as if naming a small miracle. I liked that chamomile didn't try too hard. It wasn't the first thing a brave person would choose. It was for people who wanted to be held without questions. On the third Sunday, there was a cup waiting on my table when I arrived. White porcelain, a faint lipstick print at the rim, and a napkin folded underneath like a makeshift saucer. I looked around. No one seemed to be searching for a lost sip of anything. "It's not ours," Mara said. "Someone left it last night when we closed early. I was going to move it, but then I thought, maybe it wants to be found. People don't leave cups. They leave keys, umbrellas, sometimes hearts, never cups." I sat, warming my palms on my chamomile, and tried to imagine the person who would do such a small, precise forgetting. The print on the rim was the color of late raspberries. Whoever she was, she had chosen a color that could survive a winter. The weeks after that were the kind where the sky makes promises it can't keep. I kept returning to the cafe and the cup kept waiting for me, as if we had agreed to meet. Once, a little boy pressed his nose to the window and waved at his reflection, and for a heartbeat I waved back. Recovery is embarrassing that way. You start waving at mirrors and routes and bus schedules because everything feels like proof. I told myself stories about the cup's owner. She was a woman who carried a book everywhere but rarely read it. She looked at the world in fractions, living on the edge between staying and leaving. Or maybe she was just tired. Tired people forget what they've already been carrying. On the seventh Sunday, a woman took the chair across from me without asking. She wore a green coat with one loose button and hair like a rainy day that had just decided to clear. She noticed the cup first. "It's mine," she said, not apologizing. "I thought I lost it." "You left it," I said, surprising myself. "It's been here every Sunday since." She touched the rim with a fingertip, then pulled her hand back as if the porcelain was warm. "I had a fight," she said. "Not here. Before. You know how you can leave a room but the room doesn't. Leave you?" I walked in, asked for a coffee I wouldn't even drink, and put the cup down to make space in my hands. For anger, I guess. She smiled without showing teeth. "It's a ridiculous story." "All the good ones are," I said. We sat like people who were about to tell each other something private and didn't know it yet. Outside, the bus came and went, as indifferent as a tide. I thought of the winter that had swallowed my name and how I had climbed out of it one quiet Sunday at a time. I wondered what hers had looked like. "I'm Lena," she said at last. "Evan," I answered. And then, because truth felt possible here, "I'm learning how to want mornings again." "That's courageous," she said. "People always clap for the ones who run towards fires. No one claps for those who learn to sit in sunlight without flinching." We talked in the way you talk to strangers when your ribs are a door and you've forgotten where you put the key. She worked at the library 2 blocks over, in the room where discarded books waited for second chances. She liked the quiet spines, the ones with names only a few people knew, the kind of books you don't recommend because you want them to feel safe. "I left the cup when I decided not to call him," Lena said. "I was halfway between forgiveness and fury. The cup was proof I could still leave something and walk away." "Did it help?" "I'm here," she said, "and so is the cup." We invented a ritual without saying we were inventing one. Every Sunday we met at the table with the cup. We didn't exchange numbers. It felt like an enchantment that might break if we carried it too far into the week. We brought each other small offerings, a poem underlined in pencil, a photograph of a crooked bicycle, the peel of a clementine shaped like a smile. We didn't talk about the fight she didn't finish or the winter I barely escaped. But sometimes we looked at the lipstick print and nodded. On the 11th Sunday, Lena asked, "What did you lose?" "An ending," I said. "We were together for 6 years. Then the world fell apart in 1 week that I still can't map. After that, I lost the simple things. I forgot how to knock on my own door." "Do you want it back?" she asked. "The ending?" "The door." I tasted the word like a fruit you're afraid has gone sour. "Yes," I said. She took a pen from her coat and wrote on the napkin under the cup. "Close your eyes," she said, sliding the napkin towards me. "Count the sounds you hear that don't hurt." This is what I counted. The chime of the cafe. Bell, 2 spoons clinking, milk foaming. Someone laughing softly like a curtain being drawn. When I opened my eyes, the napkin said, "You are already inside." "Sometimes the door isn't something you find," she said. "Sometimes it's where you're sitting." Later, after we had drained our cups and the afternoon had folded itself neatly, we walked to the bus stop and looked at the timetable like tourists. I wanted to ask what kind of fight had made her leave the cup. I wanted to tell her that the person I loved had loved someone else a little bit more. But we kept the ritual of not asking. Not all answers are gifts. Spring arrived without trumpets. The sycamore began writing bolder poems, and the city remembered itself. On a Sunday that tasted like peaches, I arrived to find the cup taken from our table and placed on a small shelf near the register. A handwritten card stood beside it, lost and kept. Mara winked at me. "It felt wrong to call it lost," she said. Lena came in late, coat unbuttoned, eyes searching and then relieved when she saw me. She touched the cup on the shelf as if acknowledging an old friend who had finally chosen a steady address. "I forgave him," she said, breathless like she'd run a block. "Not for him. For the part of me that was tired of carrying wildfire." "How did it feel?" I asked. "Like releasing a dress I outgrew," she said. Sad and then light. We drank chamomile to celebrate. You don't need champagne for small salvations. We listened to the cafe bell ring its small variations. We told each other the kinds of truths you don't write down, because paper is honest, but it can also be cruel. When she left, she pressed a note into my palm. I didn't look at it until she was already across the street, the green coat moving like a living leaf. The note read, "If you ever need someone to count the sounds with, look for me in the room with the quiet spines." I folded the note and tucked it into my wallet, next to the picture of a beach I hadn't visited yet. Sometimes I still think about the winter that unmade me. But now, when I do, I also think of a cup with a raspberry rim, and a woman who knew how to name gentleness. I think of a sign that says "Lost and Kept," and how we all live on that shelf for a while, kept by the smallest things we choose to leave behind, found by the people brave enough to sit with us as we remember how to stay. The bell over the door rings. I look up. It's Sunday, and I am already inside.